Particular story. This remains to be our top focus coming in from Maharashtra. Moving on now, a massive political row has erupted over an RTR revelation into the Maharashtra government's whopping 155 crore rupees expenditure on publicity campaigns. The BJP is set to corner the Aghadi government in the assembly sessions over 155 crore rupees being spent on advertisement between December 2019 and March 2021. The Directorate General of Information and Public Relations has informed an RTI activist that the Thackeray government has spent over 9 crores every month on publicity campaigns. BJP leader Devendra Fadnavis slammed the Thackeray government and demanded a proper investigation into this particular matter.
पैसे नहीं है चिल्लाने वाली महाराष्ट्र की सरकार 155 करोड़ रुपए पब्लिसिटी पर खर्च करती है। पब्लिसिटी किस बात की? खुद की वाहवाह करने की। खुद की पब्लिसिटी करने की बजाय ये यदि पैसे वे अच्छे काम में लगाते, लोगों के हितों में लगाते तो ठीक होता।
Former Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh will not appear before the Enforcement Directorate today in connection with the alleged money laundering case. In reply to Enforcement Directorate, Anil Deshmukh has expressed shock, dismay and concern over the depiction of events that had occurred from June 25 onwards. He said that he suffered from various comorbidities, including hypertension and cardiac arrest, and hence will not be able to meet them in person. He has further added that the agency can record his statement through an audiovisual mode. Earlier on Sunday, Deshmukh had approached the Supreme Court seeking protection from any coercive action by the central agency in a money laundering case. The ED has also summoned Deshmukh's son, Rishikesh Deshmukh, in the money laundering case registered against him. The matter is going to be coming to fore when the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh, remember, had written a letter to Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray accusing Anil Deshmukh in a bribery and extortion racket. Staying with news coming in from Maharashtra, the vaccination scam in Mumbai has exploded further after the police discovered that 352 employees of Atomberg Technologies in Navi Mumbai were a victim of the vaccination scam. Employees of the firm were given the vaccine on 23rd of April and the firm paid 4.24 lakh rupees for the jab. However, the staff did not develop any post-vaccination symptoms and did not get any certification. They were given jabs by the same gang accused in the vaccine racket in Mumbai. Navi Mumbai DCP Suresh Mengade said that the company had come in contact with Manish Tripathi, who has already been arrested by Mumbai Police in the previous vaccination scams in the city. Navi Mumbai Police has filed an FIR, taking the total FIRs filed in the case to 11. Police officials have hinted that more FIRs in the coming days should happen in the case.
ये एक्यूज पर्सन्स जो है वो ऑलरेडी कांदिवली में एक ऑफेंस में अरेस्टेड है। उनकी ट्रांसफ़र वारंट लेके उनको ट्रांसफ़र किया जाएगा इस ऑफेंस में और हम पता करेंगे कि इन्होंने वैक्सीन के जगह क्या लोगों को क्या दिया, कौन सा इंजेक्शन दिया, उसमें कोई एक्सपर्ट्स थे या नहीं थे, ये कोई डॉक्टर है या नहीं, ये सारा मटेरियल उन्होंने कहाँ से लाया।
TMC is in no mood to spare Solicitor General Tushar Mehta over his alleged meet with Shivendu Adhikari on 1st of July. After writing to Prime Minister seeking his removal, TMC MPs Mahua Moitra and Sukhendu Shekhar Roy are going to be meeting President Ramnath Kovind at 12:30 p.m. to complain about Tushar Mehta, who is holding the post of country's second highest law officer. Hitting out at Solicitor General, Mamta's nephew Abhishek Banerjee has said that SG has failed to release the CCTV footage of his house to corroborate his own statement that he did not meet Shivendu. Abhishek even called him BJP's Secretary General and not Solicitor General. On Friday, TMC MPs Derek O'Brien, Mahua Moitra and Sukhendu Shekhar Roy even wrote a letter to the Prime Minister seeking Tushar Mehta's removal, alleging that his meeting with Shivendu is an attempt to influence the Narada scam probe.
नहीं, गवर्नर को हटाने के लिए बहुत कुछ कर लिया वो लोग। अभी सॉलिसिटर जनरल के पीछे पड़े हैं। इससे कुछ होने वाला नहीं है। अब कोई इशू नहीं है उनके सामने। चारों तरफ से संकट से घिरे हुए हैं। उनके नेता पकड़े जा रहे हैं फर्जी केस में और कानून व्यवस्था टूट चुकी है। हिंसा चरम पर है यहाँ और ना तो यस तूफान को संभाल पाए, ना तो कोविड को संभाल पाए। अब लोगों को भ्रमित करने के लिए इस प्रकार सारा इशू को आमदनी किया जा रहा है।
शुभेंदु अधिकारी सॉलिसिटर जनरल से नहीं मिले हैं। दूसरी बात है कि कोई भी राष्ट्रपति से मिल सकता है। हम लोग भी 18 MP 18 और 2-3 MP और जो 21 MP हम लोग भी मिलने वाले हैं। सब राजनीतिक गिमिक है, अपना लज्जा बचाने के लिए कि बंगाल में जिस तरह से महिलाओं का बलात्कार कर रहे हैं, रेप कर रहे हैं, घर लूटे जा रहे हैं, छोटे छोटे बच्चों को मारा जा रहा है, तब इससे अपना चेहरा बचाने के लिए ये सब नौटंकी है और कुछ नहीं है।
So after Shubhendu allegedly met Tushar Mehta, reporters questioned him about his meeting, to which he refused to say anything. Listen in to what he said.
सर, आपने तुषार मेहता से भी मुलाकात की है, जो सॉलिसिटर जनरल?
नहीं, मैं इसमें कोई टिप्पणी नहीं करूँ।
सर, आपने तुषार मेहता से भी मुलाकात की है, जो सॉलिसिटर जनरल?
नहीं, मैं इसमें कोई टिप्पणी नहीं करूँ।
Politics has erupted over RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat's remark on Hindutva, a day after RSS chief said that those who indulge in lynchings are against Hindutva. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi has now lashed out at Bhagwat over his comment. In a tweet, Owaisi contended that lynching is a product of Hindutva. He has further gone on to say that these criminals behind lynching are the backbone of the government, as the government continues to shield such lynching accused. Owaisi also said that violence, murder and cowardice all are part of Godse's Hindutva ideology. In an event in Ghaziabad yesterday, Bhagwat made a unity pitch. He said that if Hindu says no Muslim should live here, then the person is not Hindu. Bhagwat further added that the people behind lynching in the name of cow are against Hindutva, as law should take its own course.
ऐसी नहीं है जो भारत को अपनी मातृभूमि मानता है। हिंदू कहते कि यहाँ एक भी मुसलमान नहीं रहना चाहिए, तो हिंदू हिंदू नहीं रहेगा। ये विचार मेरा नहीं है, ये विचार संघ की विचारधारा का अंग है, क्योंकि हिंदुस्तान एक राष्ट्र है। हम कहते हैं कि हिंदुस्तान हिंदू राष्ट्र है, गौ माता पूज्य है, लेकिन लिंचिंग करने वाले ये हिंदुत्व के खिलाफ जा रहे हैं। वो आतताई है। कानून के जरिए उनका निपटारा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि ऐसे केसेस बनाए भी जाते हैं तो बोल नहीं सकते आजकल कहाँ सही है कहाँ गलत है। लेकिन कानून को अपना काम करना चाहिए, तहकीकात करनी चाहिए ठीक से, बिना पार्शियलिटी किए सबका न्याय करना चाहिए और दोषी को सजा होनी चाहिए।
इस तरह के गुमराही गैंग के जो दुष्प्रचार थे, वो संघ के विचारों को किस तरह से नुकसान पहुंचाओ, इस षड्यंत्र और साजिश में लगे रहे हैं। और सार्वजनिक कार्यक्रमों के जरिए ये तमाम जो गुमराही गैंग था, इन गुमराही गैंग ने जो कुछ भी षड्यंत्र, साजिश, पाप और लोगों के दिलो दिमाग में जहर भरने का खतरनाक काम किया था, वो एक्सपोज हो रहा है। उनकी जो हताशा, निराशा है, वो इस बात का प्रतीक है कि इनकी जो पूरी की पूरी इस गुमराही गैंग की जो साजिशें, षड्यंत्र हैं, वो सामने आ रही हैं।
मोहन भागवत जी एक व्यक्ति नहीं है, एक संघ के प्रमुख हैं, और एक संघ के प्रमुख होने के नाते जो बड़ी जिम्मेदारी से उन्होंने जो बात कही है, मैं समझता हूं कि ये सबके लिए एक बड़ा संदेश है। तो मुझे लगता है कि चाहे कोई भी हो, कानून के खिलाफ वर्जी किसी तरह से भी कोई अपराध करता है, वो अपराधी है। वो किसी भी समाज का हो सकता है, लेकिन अपराधी अपराधी होता है। अपराध करने वाले को सजा मिलनी चाहिए।
And there's no end to the political war over Rafale jet. It is all heating up. Crucially, BHP Chief Mayawati took a jibe at the Congress itself over defense deals while speaking on Rafale. Months before all-important Uttar Pradesh polls, Mayawati referred to the big defense scams during Congress regime. On intensifying her attack on the Congress, Mayawati said that the allegations of commission on defense deals are not new here, but it is an old burning chapter when the Congress government was in power. She also said it is better that the present government at the centre puts an end to this issue by settling the Rafale dispute according to public satisfaction, which is justified. A French judge has been appointed to lead a highly sensitive judicial probe into the 59,000 crore rupees Rafale fighter jet deal with India. French investigative website Mediapart has reported this. Congress has demanded a joint parliamentary committee probe. A shocking incident has taken place in Bihar Sharif's Sadar Hospital in Bihar's Nalanda, where a man was not provided with a stretcher after his daughter died during treatment at Nalanda Hospital. He was forced to carry the body on his shoulders. The daughter of a daily wage laborer was brought to the government hospital on Sunday after she complained of vomiting and diarrhea. But the situation turned critical due to the alleged negligence of the hospital authorities. When the hospital management did not provide the stretcher to the father of the deceased, the helpless father took the dead body of the daughter in his lap and brought it to the ambulance himself. The bereaved father has leveled negligence charges on hospital, but the doctor on duty rubbished these allegations.
स्ट्रेचर तो उन्होंने मांगा नहीं, उन्होंने सीधे गोदी में उठा के लेके चला गया। स्ट्रेचर तो यहाँ पे है, मौजूद है, या तो उस वक्त कोई और पेशेंट होगा स्ट्रेचर पे, ये भी हो सकता है। और एम्बुलेंस की बात था तो उन्होंने जब रेफ़र किया था तो उन्होंने जाने से मना कर दिया था और चिल्लाने लगा, पर्ची लेकर उन्हें बाहर चला गया था। यहाँ पे कोई था ही नहीं। फिर देख रहे थे कि पेशेंट की स्थिति बहुत ख़राब है, हमने अपने तरीके से उसे जो ट्रीटमेंट था उन्होंने दिया।
The tussle for water between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka is back in the news yet again over construction of a reservoir in Mekadatu. While Yediyurappa assured that the project is going to benefit both the states, Stalin strongly opposed the plan, calling for it to be scrapped. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin wrote to his Karnataka counterpart and said that the project would impact water quota due to Tamil Nadu and the project would affect the interests of Tamil Nadu farmers. B.S. Yediyurappa had earlier written to Stalin asking him not to oppose the proposal. He said the project is bound to benefit both the states and that it will not affect Tamil Nadu farmers, adding that Karnataka will only take its share of water. The 9,000 crore rupees Mekadatu project remains a long-standing point of friction between the two states.